I'm Douglas Feith, a senior fellow at the Hudson Institute. It brings to mind the freedom agenda of President Bush, and I think it's going to lead to a serious re-examination of the kinds of things that President Bush said about democracy promotion, especially in the Middle East. One of his main points was that the United States had for years supported non-democratic governments in the Middle East in the name of stability. And the problem with ignoring the importance of political reform and democratization is that we wound up with a situation where time after time we saw that we had neither democracy nor stability. And the kind of instability that we see in Egypt, I think, is a vindication of what President Bush was saying. If the United States does not properly appreciate the complex connection between political reform and democracy promotion on the one hand, and our national security interests on the other, and we simply subordinate all of our concerns about political reform to our pursuit of smooth relations with non-democratic regimes in the Middle East, then when we have the kind of problems that we're seeing in Egypt, the president finds that his options are limited, his information is limited, his contacts in the area are limited, and the United States winds up being a bystander regarding events that in which the United States has very large interests. So I would expect and hope that what we're seeing with the kinds of political developments that we saw in Tunisia that changed the government there, in Egypt, which may or may not change the government there, in Yemen and throughout the Middle East, what we're seeing there, I hope, will focus greater attention on how we should integrate the serious cultivation of ties to advocates of political reform and democratization into our national security policy. Because the idea that democracy in other countries is simply an internal concern and not a concern of the United States is I think incorrect, and it's unsustainable, and that point is made obvious by what we're seeing underway in the Middle East right now.